Um, I'm streaming at 720p. It should be clear. You guys should let me know if everything is clear or not. Uh, there's not really a lot of things in this room, which is the reason why there's a lot of echo because there's not really anything in this room at the moment. So just let me bring this down a bit. See if I could bring it down a bit. So, um, let's talk about things that I want to talk about. So, last time I told you that I want to live stream from the car. The only issue I have is that the car mount that I have with this phone, I don't know if it's heavy. First of all, I don't know if it's a heavy car mount or not a heavy car mount. It's not bright in, I mean it's bright in here, but it's still not bright enough. So let's talk then. So I'm going to be here as long as possible. So I'm going to try to see how long I can be here. So first off, um, I want to say that a couple of things I want to talk about. So first off, I told you I have a car mount that I want to put onto my vehicle, which is, I guess, I don't know if it's in the car or in the truck that I'm going to put this car mount. I don't know how the sound. I don't know how it sounds because I'm just talking kind of loud, which is a lot of echoes from the walls. Because, like I said, I don't really have a lot of things in here, so that's how it is. So, um, one thing I do want to say is that this car mount that I have, I got this at very cheap at a swap meet. I got this car mount, so I'm not really sure how well this car mount is going to be or not. But what I do have to say is that this car mount, I'm trying to put it on the dashboard. I mean, no, on the windshield. I'm trying to put it on the windshield, which is something that I've seen because this is what I want to do. Since I kind of have an idea of where things are located in the city, I'm not 100% entirely going to say, oh, I know how to get to Walmart, or I know how to get to Best Buy, or I know how to get to this supermarket. No, I'm not saying that I'm 100% and I'm 100% sure how to get there, but the places that I am getting familiar with because I'm getting familiarized with certain locations. So depending on the location I go, that's when I'm going to try to live stream. Because like I said, this city is huge. It's a huge city, which the Inland Empire's. I mean, where I'm at in the Inland Empire, it's it's huge. Like my city is pretty huge. Like I've already mentioned many times before, I have an airport. There's a lot of hotels here because it's huge. There's this golf course, like it's similar to like people that I think I've heard that people go to the Angels in the Dodger Stadium to play golf from the like Sky Golf or whatever it's called, the where you go on the levels and you hit the golf ball with a putty or the golf club. I mean, and you go. So this city is pretty huge, which, like I've told you before, I used to come here before many. I mean, not frequently, but more. I used to come here a lot more, but I do have to say that I do have to say I didn't. I never had plans. No, well, I actually said I was moving here many times just because it's just something I say, but it's not really something I would do, but I ended up doing it. But let me just explain. So, in this city, it's really huge. And, like I said, I have the car mount and I kind of tried it, not really 100% placed it in a spot, but I don't like it because the problem that I have is that this phone is big. It's the iPhone, and it's the Max version, the Pro Max version. And when I've put it onto the when I've put it into the when I've put it before into the I mean I've tried to put it onto the dash I mean onto the I try to put it onto the windshield, and the problem is that since it's a pro version or I don't know if it has to do anything with the I'm not sure if it has to do with the pro being a pro version, or the style of the car mount. But the car mount is pretty weird because when I put the car mount, I mean when I've tried to put it, the cameras, like, because I'm going to try to live stream, which in this city it's not great to be live streaming because the internet's not great. I'm not going to say, oh, the internet's amazing for AT&T. Like, I've been here before, and I've had my experience has been iffy, but because I've been to places where the internet was okay, where it was just like, it's not bad, and it's not great. But then there's places where I've been. I mean, now that I'm going around the city, I'm finally finding out that more places are horrible compared to other places, because, like, the majority of the Inland Empire that I've gone to, and I do have to say I've gone from the entrance from Chino, California, all the way to San Bernardino, and in that transit, or that trip, the internet for AT&T is on the freeway. It's okay. Not going to say it's horrible. It's okay on the freeway, but um, but if you're actually going to city to city, I do have to say it's not good. It's not good. Like Chino, it's okay. It's okay for the internet. Um, in Ontario, it's horrible. It's horrible in Ontario, California. And you get to Fontana, places like Upland, where the internet is pretty good. Like, you get to the shopping centers in Upland, and it's pretty good. I mean, I'm not saying that the whole city is great. I'm gonna say, oh wow, it's amazing. No, but for the most part, it's great. It's great in Upland. But then you get to places like Fontana, and then you say Fontana's pretty bland. It's like another Ontario, where I have a connection where it says 5G, because I hear people around me that have phones, and they say, oh, I have T-Mobile, I have Verizon, I have this Sprint, which it's not really Sprint anymore, but that's just the way it is. That people still they still consider themselves Sprint, which is not Sprint anymore. But people that have that, they say, "Oh, you know that if you have 5G on your phone, you have a good connection." And I do have to say, you're actually wrong. Just because you have a 5G connection does not make it the fastest internet, because many people have this idea now that when they say you have 5G, when you have 5G, uh, it's supposed to replace your Wi-Fi. And I still don't have I mean, I still cannot say I'm replacing my internet with my home internet with my cell phone internet. Like, I've placed calls with this phone on AT&T, and it's not working that well. It's not entirely working. It's not. So that's something I do have to say. It's not great. So the other thing that I do have to mention is that, like I said, I want to live stream from the car. Like, I seriously do want to live stream from the car. But the only issue I have is that I think I'm not sure if it's the phone that it's really big, or it has to do with the with the with the with the car mount, because, like I said, when I tried live streaming or just putting the camera, most of the camera is blocked by the car mount, like the back of the car mount where it goes onto the windshield. So that's what I'm saying. It's not good. It's not that great. So what's another thing I do want to talk about? I do want to talk about that living here, it's not great. I don't like it at all. I mean, like it's a whole different city, and I have neighbors and people that tell me, "Oh, you know that if you don't have good internet, if you don't have good home internet, or you don't have a good phone, you should go with Frontier. Frontier is the internet that's used here." But I'm getting mixed reviews from people, from some neighbors that say, "Oh, Frontier is great." Another neighbor says Frontier is not great. Go with Spectrum. But the issue with Spectrum for me, based on what I've seen on the internet, on YouTube and other reviewers, they say, "Oh, I get 1 gigabit down. That's amazing, 1 gigabit down." But then all of a sudden you hear you hear people say, "But the upload speeds are 50 megs per second." Um, 50 megs per second seems. I mean, if you're, I mean, like just by itself, 50 megs sounds great. 50 megs is good. Don't get me wrong, it's good for live streaming. 50 megs is good for watching Netflix, watching HBO Max, Hulu, Disney Plus, and all the other streaming services. But this is the problem I actually have. This is what I've ran into the majority of the time with the internet. This is the issue I've ran into with the internet the majority of the time. And the majority of the time, it's always been the same thing. This is the issue I've ran into, and I'll continue to say it over and over again until it's fixed, or until they give you faster upload speeds, because I've been on 60 megs per second. Wow, that sounds like it's very fast internet. Uh, 70 megs per second, even up to 100 megs per second seems like fast internet for the upload speed. Um, um, I have to say it's not, because like for people like me that put videos here and there on YouTube, and you say, um, let's say I'm putting a 4K video onto YouTube, or a 4K video that has HDR, or at least a 1080. I mean, because right here where I'm at, I get up to think like 20 megs per second if I'm lucky. Up to. It's not like when I lived in Montebello where I got 100% consistent, 100 megs down consistent, and 20 megs up consistent. Um, yeah, I got those speeds consistently, and I'm not saying it was great speeds either. 20 megs is nothing. It's it's nothing. 20 megs per second is nothing. But um, like files nowadays, like files, not files, like video files that say, 20 megs per second. I mean, yeah, 20 megs per second can't do justice for a 10-minute video that is 4K, or it has HDR, or it's 60 frames per second. Like that is not enough anymore. It's not. Maybe if you were uploading a 720p, maybe you could say, "Oh wow, it's fast." Even a 1080p, I'm gonna say it's okay. It's passable. When you say, 20 megs per second for a 1080p file, it's okay. But like I said, when it has to do with 4K files, or 1080p 60 frames per second files, because way before I decided to get internet, I used to run my connection through through my cell phone internet, and I always had this issue where it was like, oh, 10 10 minutes. Wow, approximately 10 minutes. Then like 10 minutes later, it said, oh, approximately 20 minutes left. Then it could go up to like approximately 3 hours left. Like, holy crud. 30 30 hours for a connection? Like, holy crap. Holy crud. I was going to say holy crap, but holy crud. So, that is it. That is something I do have to say, that 30 megs per second is not, 30 hours is not great. And then what I used to do, this is the other thing I used to do when I couldn't get a good connection for me. I used to run across the I used to run across the street in Montebello to the hospital. Like, the hospital was very close by, so you can understand me when I tell you. I don't know what kind of internet connection I had, but I think it was like Spectrum Business, which I think Spectrum Business is a lot better than Spectrum Internet itself. But with Spectrum Business, because every time I connected to the Wi-Fi, I got 10 megs. I mean, I got like 100, like 200 megs down, or even 3, 4, 500 megs down on the connection. And then on the upload connection, I got up to like 200 megs per second. So that was an incredible thing. So when I used to upload video, it used to go by boom, 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 when I used to go there. Or the other thing I used to do to get my connection, to get my phone working, when I used to get my videos working, is get in the car, drive around the city, and hopefully the video would upload. So that is something I would do. Drive around in Montebello, go round and round until the video would upload, because sometimes like the video, sometimes like in the house, even though it said, oh, you get 20 megs per second, and then when you upload the video, it would take hours and hours, and even have you feel like you've given up. So that is where I'm at with that one. So let's see, what else can I do here. Yeah, I don't want to save no highlights. I don't really know yet what's the highlight when it says save the highlight. I don't really know what that is. So another thing that I have to say is that today, since this is live stream, today the guy from the from the internet came, and he tried to connect Frontier, which I am trying Frontier. I think it said that Frontier is $79.99 a month, but you pay $75 if you do auto pay, which you save $5, like everybody does nowadays, where they say, oh, auto pay, and you save $5 on your monthly bill. Yeah, that's good. But the issue I have, the big issue I had today with getting internet connected at my address, is that the morons, or the people that, I don't know if I could say moron, but the people that lived here before, they decided to cut the line, the fiber line, and I couldn't get the internet connected. I couldn't get the fiber connected. So that is a huge issue, that I couldn't get the internet connected today. I have to wait till Monday or till Wednesday till I get the actual internet connected, because now these guys have to cut a hole in the grass in our lawn. They have to cut a hole, or cut a big hole, and then that's how it is. Then they have to, after they cut the hole, first they have to inspect the lawn and see if there's no pipes in there that they're going to mess up by cutting through it. So they have their special equipment that they're going to use, and then it's going to take a couple of days for them to finish. So I don't know how it's going to look, because like I've never actually had fiber ever, which Frontier says that they have fiber, but it's not symmetrical speeds. they say they don't have symmetrical speeds. I think with AT&T, which is not available in my area, AT&T, if they have fiber, I think people say they get 1 gig and 1 gig up, or approximately 1 gig up. But the person on the Frontier line, they said, "Oh, you know that you're not gonna get symmetrical speeds. You're not getting symmetrical speeds with uh, with Frontier. You know that." So I think that they announced that I could get like up to 1 gig down, up to, which they said more or less I'm gonna get like 980 down and about 860 or 880 up. So they said, oh, speeds are not symmetrical. But this is another issue I do have with these internet providers. This is the issue I have with these internet providers, where they say, you pay $79 or $75 a month, but that is for the first 3 years or the first 2-3 years, and then after that they can raise up the prices to whatever they want. And that's something I didn't really see with AT&T when I had it, because I only ended up having AT&T for what, nothing more than maybe a month or two, and then I left, so I had to disconnect it. And I told them, can you please get AT&T connected in our new address? And they said, no, your area is not AT&T. AT&T is not available in your area. So they said, go with Frontier or go with Spectrum or go with somebody else like Cox. But I've checked a lot of internet before I went with Frontier, because my neighbor is the one that said, Frontier is the way to go. Frontier is the one that tells you get 400 megs and you get 400 megs up, or about 400 megs. So that's good. But the only reason I'm going with fiber, and I am going with fiber, because I think Frontier says that they can now give you, I believe they said they can do 2 gigabits, up to 2 gigabits down, and I don't know the upload speeds after that for the 2 gigabits. I don't know if it gives you 2 gigabits up, but it's 2 gigabits down. And what they say is that it costs $150 a month. But when they say $150 a month, they're talking about the first couple of years, and then after that they can hike the price like crazy. So these people are crazy, man. And that is something that I've tried many. I mean, I've tried all kinds of internet providers before. I tried T-Mobile's hotspot before they came out with their internet. So that is pretty crazy. Their hotspot, which I think I only had like 30 gigabits or 20 gigabits before the internet ended, like the capacity or whatever the limit, before they limit me, and they kept me on nothing. And then before that, oh no, I think that was it. I used to like it because I think that they were not. I think that the only reason I kept it was because they didn't charge anything for it, because we had a T-Mobile before, so they didn't really charge for it, and I was okay with it. The speeds were usable. I wasn't complaining about that, because I was the type of person that was uploading only videos that were like 720p or up to 1080, but not 60 frames per. I don't think I was doing 60 frames per second yet, because most of the phones back in the day were not really doing 60 frames per second, like continuous 60 frames per second, where you could say, 60 frames per second unlimited recording. No, because I think most Androids right now are still doing that limit, where they limit your recording on certain video resolutions. So that is where I'm at with that one. So now let me talk about um I guess that's it. I guess I don't really have anything else to say about that. So the other thing I want to talk about right now, since no one's online, and I'm just trying to be here as long as possible until someone gets online. So what I do have to say is that uh, what I do have to say is that 100. Oh, what I do have to say is that uh, I have in the city of where I live, Ontario, California. It is I do have an airport, like very very close to the house. Like not close where I'm gonna say, oh, walk to the airport. You can walk to the airport. No, you can drive to the airport. It's like maybe 3-4 miles away, but it's not where you're saying it's far far away. No, it's 3-4 miles away. So that is where I'm at with that one, the airport. So that's all I have to say though. So, like I said, I'm trying to show you guys my city, like live streaming or something, because this is the reason why I mean this is what gave me the idea to live stream, because I've seen all kinds of people on YouTube where they're in their car, in their trucks, or in their vehicle, and they're sitting in their car driving around, and they have their car mount on the windshield, and then they're using their phone, and they're talking, and they're showing the city, they're showing everything around. So that is something that I do want to say that I do feel it's pretty awesome about that. But like I said, I don't know if I can do it or not. So that's about it. So I don't really have anything else to say, ladies and gentlemen. But oh, now that there's someone online, you could at least, I mean, now that there's someone online, I do have to say that. What else am I gonna say? Uh, since I'm live, I'm gonna let you guys know that I know there's someone watching. So since there's one person watching, I'm gonna tell you right now. I am trying to trade in. Okay, just got here. So hello, Jose C. So if you're not following me on the It's Throttle Time on YouTube, I'm gonna tell you right here, which I put a couple of videos on there. So hello, Jose C. And I have to say that I have a 2018 Toyota Camry, and I think I said this earlier in the live stream, but I'll say it again. With the Toyota Camry, I get about 30 miles per gallon on the Toyota Camry 2018, which is the base model. And I do have to say, I'm not a huge fan of the Toyota. I mean, I do like how planted the car is. I like how it's fuel efficient, but that you have to think the CVT transmission, because the CVT transmission is the one that I don't know what the C stands for, but I know it's variable transmission. While the Acura MDX is a 2007, and it has a DCT. It's a DCT transmission. So with the DCT transmission, now that Jose C is here. So hello, Jose. Now I do have to say that with the DCT transmission, it is a little bit more it's smooth in transitioning from one gear to the next gear to the next gear. It's very very smooth. But with the CVT transmission, every time that you accelerate, continuous. Thank you. Yes, I always forget about that because I'm always thinking of DCT, which is you can tell me what's DCT also. With the CVT, it what I've seen is that it tries to shift. It does its own shifting, but it's not when I've driven like kind of fast speeds, like 40, 50 miles per hour. You can definitely feel when it shifts gears, when it shifts from one gear to the next. It is not smooth. It's not smooth, but with the continuous variable transmission, what that is good for, it's for the fuel efficiency. So in the Toyota Camry, which is a base model, it's not nothing special, which is a TRD version, or it's what's the other one? The S the I think ours is the LE, which is the very base model, the very very lowest, just the basic. And I do enjoy it though, because I like that it gives us 30 miles to the gallon. But with the Toyota with the Acura MDX, I think it was yesterday, since this is a live stream. It was yesterday that I went to the gas station because it was on empty, or it was on not empty, but it was closer to the empty sign, which is like where it says fuel or refuel or fuel low. And when I went to the gas station, which in Ontario the gas is not that expensive still. I mean, based on wherever you go, based on which side of the city you go to. But I live in the south side, which is apparently the nicer community. So, like I said, the gas is about 560, which is kind of low compared to when I've been to LA, because I went to LA to I went to Downey, California, to the Toyota dealer to try to get one of our tires fixed, because I think it was a flat or something. I got a hole in it or something. But when I went to Downey, I saw that the gas was like $6 or something like that. But the best part is that when you're in the so if you're talking about in Ontario, like I said, the gas is about 560, 580, which is on the lower side compared to LA, which is like $6 or six something. So I was surprised that it was kind of low. Uh 580. I'm not too entirely sure about 580. It depends on which place in LA you're in, because like here I think it's like um everything is a little bit cheaper here in my city, in the new city, which is Ontario, California. But the gas prices are pretty low, because I mean, depending on I guess I'm depending it on the last time that I went to LA. I'm not talking about, because it was just like, I think it was when was it? When did I go to LA? I think I went to LA on oh, I remember now. I went to LA. I went to Downey, California on Saturday, and I do have to say that right here, I don't know. I think the gas, when I went yesterday to put gas on the Acura, which is which I think it was like almost $6, I believe. It was almost $6, and I do have to say that putting $20 on, like, I think I gave the lady like $22 for gas. And this is me. This is something that I do have to say, is that when I'm not going far away, like say I'm not going miles and miles away, I don't feel like I should put a full tank of gas, because I'm just going to be around the city. So like putting half a gallon or a quarter of a gallon is pretty good. It's great putting half a gallon or a quarter of a gallon, and it lasts all day. Well, it depends if you're in the car or in the truck. But like I said, yesterday I put like $22 of gas, and I didn't even get to see the needle get halfway to the gas to the half point. I couldn't even get it to go, because first I did like $14 or something, because I think I did $14 of gas first, because I was like, because before I used to put it, but I didn't see that this time the fuel low was on the very lowest of the lowest. So I don't really put a full tank of gas unless if I'm going, like, say I'm gonna go 20 miles away, then it is worth it. But look at, so if I'm going far away, I do have to commend Acura though. Acura, like, I love the Acura MDX, which is 2007 though. I do like the Acura MDX because it's spacious. It is comfortable. You get all-wheel drive. It's smooth on the road. It's very smooth, even for 2007. Plus all the amenities that it has, all the features that it has, except for Bluetooth. That's something I don't like about it. It doesn't have Bluetooth, but like I said, it's smooth. Like when when you shift from one gear to the next, it's very, very smooth. It's so smooth. But the like I said, the gas is outrageous. So I didn't really want to trade in the Acura MDX yet for another. I mean, I did want to initially trade it in for another vehicle, for another SUV. Maybe for a newer Acura MDX was my choice in the beginning, or maybe trade it in for a Lexus RX, because that's what I like. Because I mean, it's not. This is the thing with me. It's like, since I've been in luxury, since I've been already in a luxury vehicle, I feel like I want to get another luxury vehicle, spacious luxury vehicle. I'm not saying, oh, I want the best of the best. No, I want something. The only reason I'm thinking of trading in now the Acura MDX, I'm trying to trade it in for a Toyota RAV4 hybrid, which I believe the one I saw at the dealer had all-wheel drive, and that's the only one they had at the dealer. But what was the problem? I think when I saw it, the price was at like $52,000, which I think it's like 2021 model year, which I do have to say it looks really nice. Not going to lie, but then because I said it's hybrid, so $52,000 seems like to me uh it seems like it's a lot, $52,000, because I've been, like, all my life I've only had Hondas, Toyotas, but like I've had Hondas, Toyotas, like not necessarily me, but my family, like my parents have had Hondas, Toyotas, what's the other one? Acuras. They've, like my father in particular, he's had tons and tons of different vehicles, but since he's a mechanic, he didn't really care about, oh, it's a Nissan, which some people say, oh, Nissans are junk because they're 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 not reliable. Because I've been in the Nissan Sentra, the I think it was like the 80s Nissan Sentra, and then I got into like a 2002 Nissan Sentra, which was not great because it wasn't spacious at all. Like that was back in like 2011 or 2012. So I've been in many cars. I've been in the Honda Odyssey, which I do have to say that it was comfortable, a very comfortable vehicle. But in terms of power, I felt like it was underpowered. It was too heavy. Like the problem with the Honda Odyssey for me was that, I mean, I don't think many cars at that time, because the Honda Odyssey I had was like a 2001 or 2002 Honda Odyssey, and it didn't have all. I mean, most of the vehicles at that time didn't have all-wheel drive, so that was an issue, because when you go up a hill, that Odyssey was a pain in the butt to go to pick up speed or to have power. So like I said, I've been in Chevrolets. Like I think my father got a Chevrolet. I don't remember which Chevrolet he got, and then I was in a. My father got screwed up one time because he went to an auction, and he got the Toyota the Toyota Tacoma at the auction, but I think it had an issue or something that it was because it's an auction. So those vehicles most of the time have issues. So when he went to the auction back to for it to get repaired, they never gave it back to him. They just ran away with it, and he lost the money. So like I said, I've been in a lot of cars. I've also been in the Acura RL, which I do have to say was a very good vehicle. Acuras are very good vehicles. The RL was a very good vehicle. Then I was in the TL, and what I always mentioned, which I always mention in the It's Throttle Time channel, I always mention that the Acura the TL, which was I think 2001 or 2002 also, because my father was the type of person that says, "Oh, I'm tired of having my Honda, so let's trade it in for a Acura, or let's trade it in for a Nissan, let's trade it in for this, let's trade it in for that," because that was my father. His idea was just trade in, trade in, trade in every time, because he was like, I'm a young guy, trade in, trade in, trade in. Which maybe that was a bad move, but like I said, the Acura TL when I lived in LA, like specifically LA, not Montebello. When I lived in LA, we took a. Oh no, yeah. When we lived in LA, we picked up my grandmother, and we left. I think that was in 2008, which we left to Denver, Colorado. And I do have to mention that the Acura TL was very comfortable, which was to me was a reliable vehicle, comfortable, reliable, pretty quick, because that's what Acuras and Hondas are known for, being kind of cheap in pricing, but at the same time being zippy, being comfortable, being reliable. And then I had my father had a 2008 2010. I think he got a Toyota Camry, which was the 2008 or 2007 model, which we didn't really like, because I think it came from the dealer, so I don't know what happened with that one. It had issues with the AC, which every time you turn the AC, the car would stutter, and then oil dilution. The oil would just, every time you put oil, it would always come off. Like, I mean, you would always lose oil, a bit of oil, a quart of oil, you would lose. So, like when I first started driving, like the first time I started driving, which was back 2000, what was it? 2012 or 2013. And I think it was like 2011, 2012 or 2013. That was when I first started driving. Like, because I always mention, I think I was like 16 at that time, 17, almost 18, I think. And now that I'm 27, I've been driving for a while now. So when I first started driving, because like it was only the Honda, we always had two cars. My father was always about two cars. So I think the car we had was the Honda Accord, which was a two-door. I think you say it's a coupe, or it's it's a coupe. I think it's a coupe, which was a Honda Accord, which I drove it. It was pretty good. But the only issue I always had with Toyotas, and I don't know if those of you that are watching this live, the Toyota Camry that we had was 2007, 2008, which every time I drove it, it felt like it wasn't smooth. It wasn't like straight, where you could keep it like that going straight. It used to feel like you were like in a boat, or like in a, like going side to side like that. While the Hondas are more stable, like this. Boom. So you were asking me about the Lexus. Yes, so let me explain to you. Um, I think the Lexus that I'm looking for, which is also out of the price range, because like 60,000 dollars. You're not saying 50, 60, like to most of us it's not affordable. 50, 60,000 dollars. Like I know a lot of YouTubers out there that say, I mean, like the normal YouTubers, not those YouTubers that have millions and billions of subscribers and have a trillion subscribers, and they get to buy Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Porsches and what's the outrageous cars that they buy, and even if they don't buy them, they rent them or something, or they get them on a lease. Because like I've talked to people, and most people say, "Oh, why do you go for a Lexus? Why don't you go for a BMW or a or a Mercedes Benz?" Because like my family members in Colorado, they mostly have pickup trucks because it's mostly icy out there. So uh, only one of my aunts has a Mercedes Benz, which I've always been told by people, don't get Mercedes and don't get BMWs if you're gonna keep them for a long time. So let me explain to you X 450H. And the reason I'm looking for an H is because uh, I want something that has that, like I said, I'm looking to pick up an SUV or a mid-sized SUV. So that is where I'm at with that. But like I said, the pricing, I believe that the Lexus, um, I believe that the Lexus, the problem with these Lexus and Toyotas compared to the Honda counterpart and the Acuras is that they hold their value. So that means if I'm the one selling it, I get a lot of money for the vehicle. But if I'm trying to buy the vehicle, I have to say I do have to say it is pricey. It is pricey because how can you say that Toyotas are $50,000? Like, whoa, that is outrageous. Like Toyotas should, I mean, for what you're getting, like in the Toyota world, or in the if you're just looking at Toyotas, um, $50,000 seems like a lot of money for a Toyota. I mean that's what I think, because this was always me back in the day, but before I started doing the car videos and becoming an enthusiast of Acura, and becoming an enthusiast of Lexus and Toyotas, and saying Lexus and Toyotas are better, they're more reliable. Yes, everybody knows that Toyotas and Lexuses are very reliable. They're very reliable. They last 10, 20, 30 years, and you still can use the same car. But uh, this was my this is how I was before. I used to say, I don't want a Toyota. I don't want a Lexus. And the reason I said that was because of its was because I didn't really see them as a fun vehicle to drive. I never saw them as fun, as being fun. Like I'm not going to say, I'm not going to kid you and say, oh, the Toyota Camry is a very fun vehicle to drive. Oh, I'm lagging. Um, let me probably move them because I think let me move them. Let me just pick it up and let me move. So the only reason I'm moving is because of the only reason I'm moving. Hold on. Whoa! It got all dark. It got all dark. So let me move. Let me make a move. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just go to the kitchen and let's see if it's still. Let me know if it's still lagging. Let me know if it's still lagging here where I'm at. Uh, so let me just tell me if I'm still lagging, ladies. Jose. So let me repeat this again. Um, Back in the day, I was an Acura fanboy only. Acura fanboy. Which I'm talking about the Acura, because I've always been in Acuras and I've been in Toyota. So back in the day, no, I don't want to do no house tour. The reason I don't do no house, I don't do no house tour because look at the reason I don't do house tours is because I'm not the type of person to show off things. I'm not the type of person to want to show off to the world and say, "Oh, look, I have a bigger house than you." No, no, I'm not like that. I'm not going to be that type of person that wants to show off. I'm the type of person that's humble and says, "Look, I have what I have and you can have that too. You can have a house or you can have the home." So, let me know if I'm still lagging though. Sorry if I'm lagging because I told you that today I was supposed to get uh I was trying to get internet connected today. The guy that was trying to connect the internet, he came and he told me he couldn't connect the internet. He could not connect the internet to today because we called in to get fiber connected at our address, but the previous owner of this location of this home, I think he used it as a business. He used this place as a business, which was a glass business or something, and according to the guy that was connecting the internet, he said, "You guys had a fiber line here. You guys had fiber here before, but the problem is that some guy or somebody came and got scissors or pliers and cut through um cut through the fiber line. So now they have to bring another company to dig a hole and connect the internet again. So that's the only reason why I'm lagging. And I'm lagging because I'm on AT&T's supposed 5G connection. And in reality, I'm not on the 5G connection. I'm on the I'm actually on the I think I'm on LTE or whatever they call 5GE, which is LTE. But what I've seen in this particular location is that I do get good download speeds, but the upload speeds is where it always suffers. So I don't really have a good internet connection right now, which I'm just running on the 5G connection or LTE or whatever it's displaying up here. I can't see what I'm displaying. So let me talk to you again. So Jose, let me know if I'm connected or not, if I'm streaming good or not. So let me just bring this down a little bit. Let me just bring this down, and now I'm good. So um, what was I talking about? Okay, I was talking about the reason that I wasn't a huge fan of Toyotas before was because uh I had my father had two Toyotas. He had a Toyota Solara, which I didn't like that at all. It was a coupe, so uh I didn't like it. It was a coupe, and it wasn't like the Toyota Camry and the Solara, which is I think the Solara was considered a Solara Corolla. I think it was considered a Corolla, a type of Corolla. but it wasn't a fun vehicle to drive. I do have to say that, the honest truth, that it's a reliable vehicle, but this was me before when I first started driving. I used to say, "Oh, I want Acura, I want Honda." The only reason I said that before was because I've been in many uh, Hondas and Acura product, and I saw that they were very reliable. My father had the Honda Odyssey, which was 2002. He had back in the day he had a 1997 Honda Accord, which he got it when it, I mean, which he got it in 1997, and I still have a picture of me as a kid in that car. And then in the future, like in 2010 or so, he had a Toyota. I mean, he had a Honda Accord, but before 2010, he had another Honda Accord, which was a four-door Honda Accord, which was like 2002 or 2003 Honda Accord, four doors. So, and then like I said, he had an Acura RL. Then he had the Acura TL, which was like 2000. They were all like 97 to up to 2003, which I do have to say that I really enjoyed those cars. The Acura TL is the vehicle that got me from Montebello or LA. Technically Montebello, because we went to pick up my grandmother when she was back in 2008, and we drove all the way to Denver, Colorado, and that car made it through, no issues. And even people that saw that vehicle, they said, our family members that saw our vehicles in Denver, Colorado, they said, "You guys have a very nice car. You have a luxury car. You have a good a vehicle." So the people that live in Denver, they said this is how they speak. This is how they say nice vehicles in Spanish. This is how they say it. They say, "Oh, ustedes tienen su mueble está bien bonito. Su mueble." Like your furniture. I guess they consider it as a furniture or something, but that's the reason why I do have to say, yeah. I stuck by Acura for a long time. I said, yeah, I'm the type of guy that wants to drive fast. I'm the type of guy that wants to have something reliable, something comfortable. Because yes, the Acura TL was very comfortable. No questions about that. Comfortable. So when I saw the Toyota Camry for the first time, or the Solara, I was like, it's reliable. It's a reliable vehicle, but it is not. It is not a. It's not fun. It's not a fun vehicle to drive. That's how I saw it. I was like, it's not a fun vehicle to drive. I didn't see it as a fun vehicle to drive. But now that I'm 27 years old, now I'm the opposite. I'm the opposite now. Now that I'm 27 years old, I'm like, hmm, yeah, Acuras are great vehicles still. They're still zippy cars. They're still they're still affordable. Like I have my eyes sort of not entirely 100% on the Acura Integra. I'm like 50% on it. I'm like, I don't like the design, but the features it has, it's pretty convincing. For $32,000, it's pretty convincing vehicle. It's a more luxurious Honda Civic. Like I don't know if it's the Civic Si or just the Honda Civic itself, but I do have to say it's it's a good car for $32,000. The Acura Integra, but for someone like me that wants reliability and wants something that's low on gas, those cars are not for me anymore. Like before the gas prices started going out of control, I I, I was looking for Acura MDX. I was looking for the newest Acura MDX. Like, bring me the Acura MDX Type S. I'm looking for that vehicle. But uh, I think that vehicle comes out at $60,000. Like with the upgraded speakers with the I don't know if it comes from the manufacturer with the sunroof and then leather seats. Then it says that it has this thing of massaging seats, and that's something that Lexus has already had in the past. So Acura is getting some cues from Lexus here and there, because Lexus, like I said, Lexus and Toyotas were not my thing. But now that I'm 27 years old, I've changed my mind. I changed my mind and I said, I'm looking for something that is not too gas, doesn't require a lot of gas, because I'm just looking for something now that is simple. Like, I don't care. I don't really care about being like. I've talked to people in the past, like on Reddit and in person, that they say, "What? Why is it that you're looking for cars that are fast?" Because I have family members in Colorado uh that have Chevrolets. Like, which one? The Chevrolet Camaro. Like, that is a quick car. That is a very quick car. A Chevrolet Camaro. It's very quick. It's very, very quick. The Chevrolet Camaros, the Camaros, the what's the other one? Uh, the Chevrolet Camaros and the the Chevrolet Corvettes, and people have very fast cars, but uh, at first I used to say, one day in my life I'm gonna have an Acura NSX. And no, I don't think I'm ever gonna have an Acura NSX ever, ever. I'm never gonna get my hands on an Acura NSX, because an Acura NSX, I wanted an Acura NSX, but the prices on that vehicle are outrageous. Uh, I think the latest version, which is the Type S, comes out at almost $200,000. So that is that is outrageous. I don't know what happened, ladies and gentlemen, but uh, that is something I do have to say, that the Acura NSX is one that I wanted, but the price of $160,000, sheesh. I mean, it is still, most people are still saying that it is that it is the price is good. It's good for what the car is. It's $160,000. It's good, but mm, I I don't I don't think so. Not in my opinion. I don't think so. But $160,000 is a lot. So I'm still gonna be shopping around for a new car. Just gonna trade in the Acura MDX, which is in the garage at the moment, and I don't know what I'm looking for. So that's about it. So thank you for watching, Jose C, and I'll just leave because not a lot of people are on here anyway. So that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll catch you guys in another live stream or something.